Stars are actually human. To find out how some of the most amazing animal actors are trained, Miranda has been horsing around with some equestrian thespians.
Horsing around.
Nice.
Nice.
Horses are highly social herd animals with a very well-developed response to a potential threat. So in order to train them, a handler must form a very strong bond with the animal, gain its trust, and often convince it to go against its natural instincts.
And that's especially true of horses trained to perform on a film set. Surrounded by sword fighting, explosions and gunfire. Dylan Jones is a specialist trainer and his horses have appeared in a number of blockbuster movies. They need to be incredibly responsive to work in the stunt business, particularly horses like Diablo.
He's actually Merlin's horse on the BBC's Merlin at the moment.
So he's a big star.
Oh, he is, and him and Colin Morgan get on really, really well.
Or Aramas, who appeared in Robin Hood.
He was one of, I think, 5 that was chosen by the production for Russell Crowe to ride.
What does it take to make a stunt horse? What sort of character do they need?
They need to be courageous as regards to the filming situations. They're long days, and when the director asks to cut, the horses need to understand when to switch on and switch off. This is Valmarim.
Oh.
This horse actually specialises in firework.
How do you get a horse to be confident with fire? I mean, that's something a horse is normally really scared of, isn't it? What's special about this horse?
It all depends on the temperament of the horse. Not every horse you can train to do fire. You know, Lusitanos, Andalusians, the Iberian horses do still keep their natural traits from the medieval war horse, you know, because the bloodlines go back to the medieval war horse, where the horses had to be courageous and noble on the battlefield.
Now, when I was taught to ride a horse, I was told you pull your right rein, the horse goes right, you pull your left rein, your horse goes left. That's not the way you're riding your horses, I can see that. Are you able to give me a quick 5-minute lesson in how you control your horses?
My pleasure to.
I've been riding for years, but Dylan's horses are trained in a style of riding which dates back to medieval times, where warriors, just like the actors of today, controlled the horse using subtle leg movements and weight distribution, leaving the hands free to wield weapons.
Nowadays, it's like, what are you doing? You're not doing it right, and I'm not doing it right at all.
OK, does that make sense?
It's like driving a car without a steering wheel, because if you've got a steering wheel, you know if you turn left, the car's going to go left. Yeah. And I know that if I'm on a horse and I pull the left rein, he's going to go left, but not your horses.
You've got to forget everything that you've been taught.
Yeah.
Because these horses do not understand it at all.
So how do you go about training a horse to do all the clever stunts and stuff for the film?
Well, it all starts from the ground, basically. We do a lot of work bonding with the horse, getting the horse athletically fit. But with performing horses, you need to desensitise them to strange things that they would encounter every day on a film set, i.e. your sound booms, your lights, your cameras, smoke machines and so forth.
And in case something happens to one of the actors on set, Dylan has also trained his horses to understand that a whistle is the noise command for an emergency stop. In the wild, horses employ a sophisticated array of vocalisations and body language to communicate with one another. Reading and understanding this body language is vital for the trainer to judge the horse's mood and assert themselves as the dominant teacher without causing the horse stress.
How can we tell that he's actually enjoying it? What is it about his body language that tells us that he's OK with this?
Well, for one thing, he's snorting. His ears are flopping around. If he was agitated, he would be dancing on his feet. He would try and rear, spin round and get out of the arena instead of walking rather calmly. If you train them and they trust you and they don't get hurt, well, there's no reason for any animal to be scared of fire.
So next time you watch the latest Hollywood war movie or epic fantasy film, keep an eye out for a fiery-eyed grey stallion. He might just be called Valmarin.
Wow.
He wasn't hurt, Gordon. He's okay.
No animals.
His ankles.
And the animal we associate most with, of course, is gorillas, from Gorillas in the Messenger, but none of those were trained, were they?
No, they were all actually, the gorillas I was working with for many days were all from Dian Fossey's study group.
Right.
And I'm happy to say that they were a group of 25, and when I recently, a few years ago, went back, it was now over 50.
So that was
fantastic.
That was 2006.
Yes.
Let's have a look at what you found.
It's good gorilla manners to greet them in their language and let them know we pose